A complete breakdown of coupleship, partnership, communication.
And lack of communication was probably our biggest hurdles.
Yes, which led to some infidelity issues. The biggest result is that we stayed together, and for me, we just created a completely different foundation.
I think our relationship's on a significantly different level than what it ever has, even more so than it was in the beginning when you're in the honeymoon phase. Just our levels of communication is better. Understanding of each other's feelings are better, which is, we really didn't understand that at all before.
For me, it was a lack of desire. I really was at an ending point and not wanting to pursue the relationship, let alone seek support or counseling or therapy to try and save it.
Didn't have the energy to put into it at that point in our lives. Good cop, bad cop.
And Marla is secretly the bad cop.
They took turns on which one was which every session. I think just the fact that Jami and Marla have both been through pretty much the exact same thing that we had gone through.
I feel it's one thing to tell your story and to open up, and for somebody to say, I know how you're feeling. And a lot of people say that, but do they really know? And Jami and Marla really know, because they lived it and they went through it.
Well, in actuality, we've recommended it to 3 different couples, actually 4 couples that have gone through the process with Jami and Marla. In each instance, it has saved every one of their relationships.
Yeah, definitely, because it works. I think the program it's so easy not to do. It's not hard, but it's hard work, and you have to commit to it. And if you don't do the work, you don't get the result. And it was the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life.
There were moments throughout the process of thoughts of, wow, maybe this is a little harder than what I wanted to be, and thoughts of not continuing because it was so hard. But the benefits of moving forward far outweigh that short time period of pain. Good cop, bad cop.
For me, it was proving me wrong. I went into the process with not an open mind, and went into it and made the decision to even begin because I didn't want to be the bad guy. I wanted to say that I tried, I showed up. And so for me, it was the fact that I was proven wrong, and I'm very grateful that I was.
Just the fact that that Jami and Marla had statistics that, they were able to salvage 97% of the relationships of the couples they'd worked with, which is unheard of.
For me, our story and our experience is very easy to tell, because anyone that is around us knows our relationship is completely different, and they ask, what happened? What changed? How do you get here? Or how did you get here? And so it's having the conversation and talking about our journey and our experience with Jami and Marla. It's easy. It's easy, and a lot of people want a proven concept. And so anyone that was around or in our life prior to this can see a difference.
Well, the conventional counselor we went to spent 45 minutes with us, but literally, I maybe had 4 questions from him. And at the end of the session, he told me that I hated my sister, I hated my mom, and I hated most women.
And that was our problem.
I think that, for me, there was anger, there was depression, there was even, yes, we were physical, but even that wasn't, at the time, was, a little frustrating, because it seemed like it was the only thing we had.
I feel that living every day with anger and resentment, it's a terrible thing. And Bill and I lived that way for a long time. We discovered things about one another that just, I feel, is just on a very different level than what it was.
And I think the biggest thing for me that I come back to is, before, our tools for dealing with, with arguments and stuff were anger, yelling, slamming doors, leaving the house.
On Bill's part.
On my part. Well, sort of. But I think the respect is there that wasn't there before. I know I praised Mary a lot more, throughout the process, learning, some of the things that she truly needed from me. I had no clue. So by learning those and, being diligent about making sure I'm giving some of those things like compliments and praising her and being proud of her and telling her how much I love her and how beautiful she is, and things that I always thought she should just know.
Life is good. What is the old saying? A leopard can never change their spots. It can't be further from the truth. People can change. And it wasn't just Bill needed to make all the changes and I, didn't. It was both of us, and we have. That was the most surprising, because I was so afraid very early on in the process that Bill would revert back to the old Bill. And I don't like saying that, but I would often say that. And he was afraid that Mary would revert back to the old Mary, and it just hasn't happened, and it won't.
So the happiest about the process was just the fact that we're still together. I mean, it truly salvaged our relationship and put it in such a different place than it ever has. And I was previously married for 24 years and divorced, and after all that time, you would think that your relationship would be in great places. And right now is probably the best relationship that I've ever had in my life, is with Mary at this point.
That's so sweet. Are you crying?
You can cut that out.